my name is Kaelene and I'm from the Book Buddies, and today I'm going to do my November wrap-up and December TBR. And it's the 11th, so you know, it's better than my TBR was last month. You know, I'm getting okay at this. We'll ignore the fact that I didn't do the wrap-up till now. Yeah. And I have a Christmas elf. Look, isn't he cute? He's a little elf and he has a jar full of Hershey Kisses. It's so cute. Christmas is my favorite season, so I'm happy. It's getting close to Christmas, guys. This is great. Okay, in the month of November, I read one book, but I'm proud of that one book because it was a big book. It was like 579 pages, I think, and that was False Memory by Dean Koontz. I returned it to the library, so I don't have the book with me anymore. But that was a really good book. I think I gave it 4 stars. I think. It's been a while since November. But anyway, yeah, it was really good. It was really intense, and it was really creepy. And it seemed kind of demented. Like, it started off, and I was like, oh wow, this is really good. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is really creepy. Like, how do people even come up with this stuff? Like, oh my gosh. And then a bunch of stuff started happening and got intense, and I was like super into it. It was like Thanksgiving, I had family over, and I was like shut in my room reading the book. So yeah, that was not good, but it was a good book. Also, in November, I had a really awesome thing happen. I finished my college books. I read them. I'm so happy I finished them. I'm like so proud. Oh, that's a relief to have them done. Like, seriously. I'm glad that I don't have to read those ever again in my life, as far as I know. So I'm glad that's done. And then December 8th, I believe, I took my last college test for this semester. So yeah, I have like a ton of free time now. It's awesome. I've been reading like crazy. So that's a good segue to get into my December TBR. The first book in my TBR is Dirt Diary by Anna Staniszewski. It's a really long name. And this was not originally on the TBR. I just finished my college stuff and I was sitting in the library and I was like, oh hey, book! So I checked it out. I read it in like 2 days. It's a middle grade book about this girl and her parents recently separated, and so she has this plan to fly to Florida to convince her dad to come back. Except the problem is, the money that she got to pay for the plane ticket came from her college fund. So she starts cleaning houses with her mom to pay that back before her mom finds out. And then there's just a lot of stuff going on at school. And while she's cleaning these houses, she learns a lot of stuff about the kids she goes to school with, because those are their houses. And so it's what she does with those secrets. It was a cute book. I gave it 4 stars. It seemed overly dramatic in the beginning. I was like, I don't remember middle school being that awkward. Like, it was kind of bad, but it wasn't that bad, was it? Other than that, I liked it. And I did not know this was part of a series till I found it on Goodreads. I was like, I need to read the other books now. But yeah, it was cute. The next book on my TBR is Mrs. Mike by Benedict and Nancy Friedman. But I have good news. I have made progress. I am on page 262. I'm almost done. I'll probably actually finish it tonight. So I am so proud of myself for finally reading this. Oh, and it's a really good book too. I read it before, but it's really good. And like, I forgot a lot of stuff that happens in it. And so I remember enough that there's like no spoilers, but like a lot of the smaller details I forgot. It's about this girl named, she has like a million nicknames in this book, Catherine Mary O'Fallon. It's set in the 1800s, I think. And she lives in Boston, but she has pleurisy, and so her mom sends her to Canada to live with her uncle because they think the climate will help her lungs. And she meets Sergeant Mike Flanagan, and it's just about her life with him and the goods and the bads and the ups and the downs, and it's really good. It's really touching, and there's a lot of sadness, but there's a lot of good parts too, and so I really like it. The next book on my TBR is the sequel to Mrs. Mike, and it is The Search for Joyful. And I believe this is about her children. I've read this one too. I'm going to reread this one because I'm rereading Mrs. Mike. And this one's the same way. I remember some stuff, but not a lot. I know this one's really good too, and I'll probably start it as soon as I'm done with Mrs. Mike. So, yeah. The next book on my TBR is The Lightning Thief. It's the first book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. I was supposed to read this last month with Katie. She read it. I didn't. So, yeah, I'm going to hurry up and read that. And then whenever I see her next week, I'll make a video about it. But, yeah, I need to read this. I've read it before, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I probably have forgotten. And I figure once I'm done with this, I'll probably just continue on with the rest of the series, because I've heard a lot of really good things about it, and I know the first 2 books are good, so I'm going to get started on that. Just check them out from the library. The next book on my TBR was my October TBR jar book, and it's on my Kindle, and it is Hearts of Avon by Scott Toney. I don't remember what it's about. I really don't. Something about a hurricane and people on a beach and crazy ex-boyfriends, I think. So, yeah, it should be good, but I'm going to read it because I never got around to it in the month of October. And speaking of TBR jars, even though this is not a jar, I am going to do a TBR jar pick this month because I'm going to have a lot of extra time. Hopefully I can get reading. So yeah. Oh gosh, there's so many little papers in here. You. What about you? Who are you? The Brothers O'Brien by William W. Johnstone. Give me a second. It's buried! It's going to take me forever to get to it. It's like in a box underneath a million other books. Where are you? So the box I thought the book was in, it wasn't in. It was actually in a bag that was much easier to get to. Anyway, this is my December TBR. And, oh dear, it looks like it's the start of a series. Great. Oh yeah, the epic new series. Okay, Four Brothers, One Dream. From William W. Johnston, the master of the epic Western, comes a bold new series set in the untamed New Mexico territory where 4 brave-hearted brothers struggle to work the land, keep the peace, and fight for the dream of America. So, obviously, it's a Western, and I think I got this from my aunt. She gives me lots of books. She is like the most awesome aunt ever. I shouldn't say that. That's not nice to my other aunts. But anyway, not horribly excited about it, but we'll see. I think I've read something by this author before, and it was pretty good. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, so this is my December TBR. It's fairly decent size. It's 6 books. Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was that big. I will probably add on to this because I've been checking a lot of books out from the library lately. If I read all of these, I will be extremely proud of myself. And so we'll see how this goes. So this is my stack, plus 1 or 2. So yeah, I'm excited about this though. There's a lot of good books in here too. So this is gonna be awesome. This is a bunch of books. Not near as much as Katie's. You ought to see Katie's December TBR video. If you have not seen that, go watch it. It's crazy the amount of books she's reading, and she's doing really well on it too. Like, she's read a lot. Anyway, that was my December TBR. Hope you enjoyed it and all the craziness and finding books. I'll make another video about something sometime, and Katie will too. So, in the meantime, I'm going to finish this. I'm so close. There's like only a little bit left. Like, can you see that? Like how close I am? So close. Anyway, I'm going to finish this. So, see y'all later. Bye! Lost my train of thought. It's gone. And the houses she cleans are the kids that go, or the houses that the kids, bleh. But I'm going to reread it again because I reread it again. Wow. And lost my train of thought again. It escaped. Get back in there. Just because you jumped out of the jar does not mean I will read you. Shame upon you. And... had to fix that.